This is Thursday. Let's see, what's the date? August 13th. I've been trying to do this live all week and things kept getting in the way, and now my throat is giving out on me. Excuse me very much. Gosh. Anyway, I have a really cute card for you today. Using bundle that is on the last chance list. So, and it's still available. I just checked to see if it was, and it's still available. So I'll share that card with you, and we'll go through the directions. I'm going to just mention a couple of things real quick. I sent catalogs out to my regular customers in July, and they should be arriving anytime. They actually go live on September 4th. This is our September through December catalog. It has a lot of Christmas stuff and it has a lot of fall stuff. And I have some things to share with you with that too. So I hope you're looking forward to getting your new catalog. I know I had fun going through it. Product of the month for August. Just a reminder, we are having a paper sale until the 31st, till the end of the month, on select designer series papers and select cardstock. And I noticed a lot of the cardstock was unavailable. And since it's cardstock, it's stuff they always carry. I know they're going to restock on that. So just click on it. There's a checkbox to say you want to be notified. If you really want something, check the box that you want to be notified when it comes back, and you can, wait till you get a few, whatever, and place an order. And that's the best way to get what you want. The designer series papers, some of them I think are sticking around, but some of them are not. So it just kind of depends. So I did get my order for my paper, and I was wanting to share that with you today because it's probably my favorite last chance product that we've ever done because it's fall. It's got, and I know it's hard to see on the camera, but it's got a real shimmer to it. The background, well, everything has got a shimmer to it. It's one-sided. You get, let's see, 2 of each sheet. So you get 2 of these with the florals, and actually I'm going to show you some ribbon in a minute with another paper that I got that is going to go with this. Cajun Craze, yes, Cajun Craze. And then I wanted to show you with this one. This has got the little what are these nuts? But I pulled this out from last year. I want to say walnuts, and they're not walnuts. Acorns. They're acorns. Anyway, if you happen to have gathering moments from last year, they have acorns and leaves and lots of things. But this was this is retired now, but if you happen to have it, I'm going to cut out some acorns out of mine because you can stamp them, you can cut them out and use them, and they will go nicely with this particular paper. But this is from 2025, and it is retired. So if you happen to have that, you would have some acorns and some leaves that you could add to this. And this is using mostly pecan pie on this one, maybe a little bit of early espresso, I think. Let me see what it says, because I cut this out. Cajun Craze, crumb cake, early espresso, golden glow, and pecan pie. Yeah, that's what's in this pack of paper. So you got 2 of those, and you have 2 of these. I'm trying to decide which side. This side's right side up, I think. Got 2 of these, and you got a lot of golden glow in here. is really beautiful. This paper is just gorgeous. I wish if I could buy this, I would buy it. But it's the product of the month. And to get that, you have to place a $75 order before tax, before shipping, and after you've used if you had rewards or anything, you have to have a paid order of $75 and you get a package of this. But if I could buy it, I would buy several packages of this because I just love it. I love the shine, and I love these loose drawings, sketches on here that are just right up my alley. I really like it. And then, of course, I love this too with the pumpkins. And I'm going to show you a new pumpkin kit we have that you can cut out some pumpkins to go with this if you would like, and kind of match the colors. And it's going to make, and I'm going to make some cards with this and share them with you. I've got some plans. They don't always turn out, but I do have some plans. And then this is the last one that you have in this set. It's really beautiful. Anyway, I love this set. But once you get one package of it, you can't get any more. And that goes for demos too. Goes for us too. Anyway, the pumpkin set, and then this will be in the catalog. And there's stamps and dies. This will be in the new catalog. And maybe you've seen some. I've seen some demos do some really cute cards with this. Really, really cute. It's got this gate on it that makes such a cute card, and all these little pieces and parts. And anyway, these pumpkins, this one in particular, these two probably would go with that paper really well, unless you want to do something different, which of course you can. So that's in the catalog. And this is the paper that goes with the pumpkin set. And this is the ribbon that goes with this set that would also go with, because there is Cajun Craze in there. This pretty ribbon will also go with that if you'd like to tie some bows or something like that. So this is regular purchasable paper. This has bubble bath. These are they're not traditional colors. Bubble bath, Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Golden Glow, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Secret Sea, and Timid Tiger are in this set. And this comes with the painted pumpkins, but the paper is called Painted Patch. And I did not link these because I didn't use these today. So these are front and back, okay? So you get two of these with all these different pumpkins that are pinks and what was that first one? Pool Party. Couldn't remember. Pool Party. Yes, Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, or Secret Sea. A lot of pretty colors in here. But like I said, not real traditional. This is the next one. Oh, I didn't really show you the back. The back, is more kind of a background probably, And there's these pumpkins. And the background, it looks black, but it's Secret Sea when you see it in person. And I love anything with plaids and checks on them. So that's the back of that. And then all of this is the pink. Is what, petal pink? No, it's not petal pink. It's too dark for petal pink. Maybe it is petal pink. Must be. And then the back has these beautiful stripes on it. That is really cool. Really cool. And And then some more pumpkins with a different background again. And I'm thinking you might be able to, and because I just got this box today, and I have the dies that I haven't taken out here and put them on magnet yet, but I bet some of these dies cut some of these pumpkins out because they look like really, really similar. Yeah, like for instance, yeah. I mean, these come in a set of 3, but you can come in here. Yeah, see that fits that one, and that one, and that one. So you can cut those out and you can cut them apart. You can leave them together. You can do whatever you want. You can stamp them and cut them out if you would like. Anyway, I like fall, so these are, I'm taking these with me to Seattle. I'm taking all my new stuff to Seattle to make some cards. I hope my voice lasts throughout this. And I love, oh, look at that. Look at that with the pool party in the secret sea. That is really pretty. I love that. And then we have this one with lots of leaves. This is a good background too, or foreground. And then more of these checks, but now it's in pool party. It was in pink before. And again, this is very similar to this. More leaves and little pumpkins. Aren't those adorable? Little pumpkins. So that's one thing I got new in my box. I get so excited when a box comes and I get new stuff. So anyway. And this will be in the catalog too. This is the Rustic Check 3D embossing folder. I wonder if I have just a piece. You'd think I'd have a piece. This is what I get for trying to clean up this mess before I go live. Anyway, this is the, you really can't see it on white. So. Let me get a dark color. Let me grab a piece of pine. See if you can see it. This check is really neat because it's got the check, but it's got these little, now you can see it a little bit better, these little abstract marks through it, and it just turns out really good. I've seen people use it. I haven't used it yet because, like I said, my box just came today, and I didn't get home till late. So anyway, so that's something that I got. And this is also in the catalog. It's called Frosted Pine Cones, and I love pine cones. And I did start to make a card with this, but I'm not sure where I put that. Probably in one of my safe places. You know how I do that. Anyway, and this has in the bundle, it has masks to color the pine cone. And I've seen the pine cone colored brown or green, but I've also seen it colored Lost Lagoon or Pool Party or, non-traditional colors, and it turns out really beautiful. So, really beautiful. So that's another thing I got. This is an online exclusive. This is available right now. And I might have shared this with you last week with the little scarecrow. Fun for fall. Really cute. I made my grandson a get well card because he had some oral surgery, so that was really hard. So anyway, I sent him a card with a little scarecrow on it. And it was cute. And this is also available now. Pretty poinsettias. And that You might have seen people making cards. I'm hopeful that I'll be feeling well enough to, after the first week or two, that I'll be able to make some cards and just share them with you. I might not go through a whole tutorial, but I'll just share some cards and some ideas with you, okay? And then, of course, this online exclusive is available now, and this is from, I used this for your August orders, and I put those, anyway, I did those last week. Oh, there they are. See, in a safe place. So you're going to get two, oh, there's like this little gnat irritating me. You're going to get 2 of this design and 2 of this design. Colors are going to be in colors, but I'm not sure what you'll get. It just depends what, how much I use. But I did order like 3 packages of that paper. And then that's for a $75 order. And then you can order the product of the month. And if you go up to 100, I've got several of these packages of new in color dots that go with the in color cards that you're going to make. So if you would like some in color dots for free and card kits for free, please feel free to place an order in my online store. Okay, so that's the new stuff that I received, and like I said, I always get excited with new stuff. Today we are going to use, this is on the last chance list, and it's still available. I looked right before I came live. Fragrant Layers, and I love this set. I've used this set a lot, making cards. I might even made some with you. I've used this one. We are going to use this part of the flower, this part of the flower. We're going to cut out, or we're not going to use this, excuse me. We're going to use this one because we're not using designer series paper except on the envelope if you want to, you know, or if you, whatever. But I'll just show you what I did. And I did use a lot of some stuff that is retired. So put that down there and don't get it mixed up. So this is on the last chance list. It is $54.75 right now. But it makes the cutest card. And here it is. We're gonna cut stuff out of cardstock and put it together and make this gray and pink card. Now I cased this from Mary Fish, and I changed some things. She used soft seafoam leaves, which looked beautiful, but I love pink and gray together. I just think it looks really elegant, so I chose pink and gray. And the pink that I like the best, we don't sell it anymore. It's retired. It's Pretty in Pink, but you might have Pretty in Pink in your stash. I don't throw stuff away very much, or so Pretty in Pink, and this one is Smoky Slate. Yeah, Smoky Slate, and I have all of that linked. If you're watching me on Facebook, it's above me. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's below me. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And some of the stuff I used, like I used Textured Notes, retired. Oh, I love this. And they have a new set with squares. These were rectangles, but they have the same idea with these, with the edges that have a design on them. So I used that. I used product of the month, and this was back like February, March, April. I didn't write down the month. I just wrote product of the month. But these are just stamps. I used this one on the inside. Radiating Stitches. I used this one. This is really old. This is like 2 years old or so. I forgot to write down when I got this one. But I used Radiating Stitches. And if you don't have that, don't worry about it, because I'm going to show you. You can just cut the paper and make layers. You know, if you don't have that, it's no big deal. This is just stuff I'm looking in my stash and deciding what to use and all that kind of stuff. So this was the largest Radiating Stitches that I used for the first layer. And then this was the Textured Notes I used for the second layer. Okay. But like I said, I gave you the measurements of what this should be, you know, across and down, and told you what size these are. So if you don't have these dies, don't panic. Maybe you have something similar. I don't know. And you can cut them. You can just cut them out. You could even sponge color, you know, some pretty and pink around the edges, or some smoky slate around the edges, whatever you want. And I know a lot of people are fans of this string stuff. What's it called? I'm not doing very good on what's it called tonight. Anyway, I'm not a fan of that, so I'm going to switch to ribbon because I like ribbon better. So I will switch to ribbon on this instead of the baker's twine. Eventually it comes, right? So I have cut things out to make this go just a wee bit faster for us. And I used iridescent pearls, which is available still. This is kind of something that's been around for a while. So if you have Fragrant Layers, you're going to use a lot of dies, okay? And I cut out of the Pretty in Pink. I cut out using this die. It's this one. I cut this one out, okay? But I actually cut out two because I did a gray one too, because I wanted the little middles of the gray to put in the middle of these, so it would have a little contrast there. I think I stuck those, yeah, I stuck those in here. But I'm going to save this gray, and what I do is I just stick it in my envelope, and I'll have that for another time to do my gray one. Okay, and then with the gray, I also cut out leaves, and there's 2 leaves. There's a 3-leaf and a 2-leaf. Okay, and did I pull those out? No, they're still in there, but anyway, there's 3-leaf and 2-leaf, and I told you to cut 3 of each, and you'll have plenty of room on like, if you'll cut all your paper 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you'll have plenty of room to cut leaves and the gray out of that. And I think I have that as an example. Yeah. So my smoky slate, so my Pretty in Pink looked like this, where I cut out this piece. So I had extra, and I think I cut all of these. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I have plenty of extra. I'm going to save that. You know, that goes in my save pile. And then the smoky slate, same size. And I cut that one piece of gray out because I wanted those middles. And then I had plenty of room to cut 6 leaves, three leaves and 3 2 leaves. And I have those right here. And then I have my little middles. I have pink middles and I have gray middles that I'm going to use on that also. Okay. So I need, this is a new one. So when I cut open a new package, I just cut the side, and then it's easier to just slip them in and out because they'll have, you know, the bigger ones and the smaller ones, and sometimes they have middle-sized ones right up the side. It's just a lot easier to do that. So I do that. That's how I do it. And then, okay, so I have leaves. I have my pink that I'm going to use, and then this makes the outline on the card, on the pink leaves. I cut white outline, and I used this die to make that. And I didn't need a very big piece of that. I just think I grabbed a scrap, and it's like 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. That's what that is. And I put adhesive sheets on the back. And you can order these adhesive sheets, and first I cut out the cardstock, and then I put it on here, and I just cut around it, and then I peel off the back and stick it on the back of here. And then I'm going to peel this off. Well, I'm going to peel it off the other piece. But this has sticky on both sides so that I can use it to stick on my white part. Now on this card, I didn't do that. I used glue, and I just used very little glue. I did little dots of glue on the back of the white, and then put it on. And I have gray underneath here, gray pieces, and then I put some of my pearls on there too. And this is from Textured Notes also, this piece. Okay. So we have all of those. That's your outline. I made this a tent fold 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and this is all these measurements are down in my description. Okay. So I did the tent fold card. Okay. On this one, I did just a regular fold, but I decided on tent fold. And then my next layer is my basic white with the largest Radiating Stitches die that I showed you a minute ago. So like I said, you don't have this die, or you don't have, there's some frame dies I think you might have. It might be about the right size, but it needs to be 3 3/4 across and 5 1/4 down. Okay, that's what this is, 3 3/4 across, 5 1/4 down. So you can just cut that piece, or if you have some frame dies or something else, or even the Textured Notes has a bigger die than the one I'm using, you could use that. I mean, there's just a lot of things you could use on that. So I'm going to set that to the side because I'm going to be working on this in a minute. And then this Textured Notes die needs to be 2 3/4 across and 5 1/4 down, and it's going to go right in the middle. And that's going to be layer 2, and it's all going to layer on my card base in a moment. Okay, so I am going to use some dimensionals. There we go. And I'm going to put them on the back. Okay, that was the back. I put them in the corners. I'm going to put some in the middle so it won't sag. And that goes right in the middle of my Radiating Stitches die, or whatever piece you're using to make that. So white on white, I know this is probably hard to see. Let me get some of these dies out of the way. And I caught a little bit of smudge glue right there. I don't even know where that came from, but a glue eraser is handy. Okay, so now I'm going to put on my pink layer, and I'm going to pop this up too, because I want those leaves to slide under it. So I'm looking for spots where I can put some of these. You can glue these down, but you have to be careful because they do have little tiny slits in them. And the glue, if you put a lot of glue on, the glue will seep out. I'm going to use a tiny one down there. And maybe over here. I think that'll be okay. This isn't like really heavy or anything. Okay, so I'm going to set this up so I can see it. There we go. And I want to put the white piece on. So I've already put the adhesive sheet on here. And like I said, if you don't have adhesive sheets, no big deal. I glued mine the first time I did it. And they just tear off and they make you a sticker like that. And this is garbage. Then carefully you try to place this on here with the adhesive sheet, just like that. Boom, just like that. Okay. So then I'm going to use glue to put on my leaves. And I'm just going to kind of use very little glue because, like I said, they have slits in them. And they will slip under nicely under my flowers. And they can drip over the edge. They just have to stay within this. Well, actually a little bit bigger, but because I haven't put this on a card base yet. And it actually, if you want, see, I'm putting this on the base of those. Glue dots work really well because they don't leak through. And I'm going to put a glue dot on this one because I can tell it's having a little bit of a problem. Put one there. And it's kind of like you put as many leaves, leaves on here as you would like. I like the contrast of pink and gray. So I'm being fairly generous with this. I did a glue dot on that one. Okay, so the ribbon that I decided on is this ribbon, and this is no longer available, but I wanted something the white and silver looked good on this, so I decided that's what I wanted. And I'm going to use this trick where this bottle is about the right size to go around a card. And I'm going to cut it. Now, it's easier to tie the bow. It's not going to go all the way around the card because I'm going to tape it on the back. And I'm going to pull my legs of my bow to make it about the right size that I want it. And I slip it off, and it looks like it's not going to fit. You're probably going, I don't think that's going to fit, but it does fit. You cut that, and I'm going to cut these so I don't get mixed up. So one time I did that, I got mixed up on which leg was a leg, and I am going to put this, I want it to be kind of over here. So it's longer, because I want it on the side, it's longer on one side than it is on the other, but I just put this on the back, and you can use tear and tape, you can use a glue dot, whatever adhesive you would like. I want to back that up. But, I find clear tape works pretty good. I just want to place that right there. Okay. And I've got my bow. I'm going to put my bow to go this way a little bit more. Kind of a long way. It's not cooperating, but oh well. Such is life. Making cards. So I like that. And now we can bring this back in, our card base. And I'm going to glue that down because I have quite a few dimensionals. And I'm not going to put the glue where these little slits are on mine. I would usually go a little closer to the edge. But since I have those slits, I don't want glue all over the place. Or you could put more dimensionals, make it even. But I've already got 2 layers of dimensionals, so I kind of want to leave that. And I put that on there. So you definitely want to tie your bow and put it on before you put this layer on, so it will be hidden underneath and you won't see it when you open the card. It'll be hidden. And then on the inside, I have a piece of white, basic white, 3 3/4 by 5, and a piece of Smoky Slate. There it is, 4 by 5 1/4, and it goes behind the white layer. Okay. So I'm going to do some stamping now. And I'm not going to glue this on until after I stamp, just in case I have to turn it over or some silly thing like that. And I also used the smallest textured notes. It's the smallest die. It's 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 3/4. 2 1/4 by 3/4. Okay. So that's about the right size. But if you're using a different stamp, of course, you would want to cut your piece to match whatever stamp you used. This happy birthday is pretty big, and it didn't fit going straight across. So I just turned it. And so you see it doesn't quite, I mean, it goes edge to edge, but I don't know. So I just turned it diagonally a little bit. I think that's what I did on this. Yeah, I turned it diagonally a little bit. And I put, inside I put a leaf that I had left over. And on this one, I used a stamp. Well, I used It's Your Day because I had Happy Birthday. And you could write also what fits on this from the Fragrant Layers was Just a Note, or It's Your Day fit on this one. So I wanted something actually a little darker than Smoky Slate. That didn't show up very well when I did that. So let's see. Maybe I'm going to change my mind on the inside since I think I'm going to do Just a Note. I threw them down here. Okay. Because I thought I was done with it. Just a Note. How about You're on My Mind? That's not bad. That would be good. Then I think I can get it straight on there. I'm going to take this off. You're on My Mind. That's going to fit. Yep. So this will just be a thinking about you card. This is Pebbled Path, and this is an old retired color, but it was a darker gray, and it showed up better. So that's why I liked that. And then I am going to use Just a Note with the Pebbled Path also for my outside. I'll stamp both of them. So this is going to go on here. Just a Note. There we go. And I've heard a lot of people say that they like the rubber stamps versus the photopolymer. I like the photopolymer myself because I like to be able to see through it, and I'm better at placing it when I do that. I'm just doing Stamp and Scrub. And this is on the Last Chance list too, the Stamp and Scrub. And you have one side that you put from this fancy bow tie and bottle. It's Stamp and Mist. You put Stamp and Mist or just put some water. If you already have Stamp and Mist on here and it's gotten kind of dry, just, you know, refurbish or renew it with some water. Just spray some water on there. And then this is the dry side where you can dry the stamp off. And I like that little thing. So that goes on the front, and I'm going to put a little bit of this extra I forgot one thing. I forgot a couple things on the front of that. I'll show you what I did. And I am putting 3 because I really want this to stick down. glue dots on that. Okay, so that will go on the inside. And I will use some Stampin' Seal because I like it flat to write on. And glue, even though I try to use just a tiny bit of glue, I don't know, tiny bit, and many don't always get along. So I do better with the seal, especially on the inside where I want it to be flat. So I think the gray mat behind it makes it look just a little dressier on the inside in the leaf. And I forgot to put my middles in. That's what I forgot to do. I need those smaller. This is it. Okay. I need really small pieces of I'm going to cut these. There's a strip along here. So I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to cut really small pieces. That might even been too big. You can see how small that is, but it might have been too big. I had something on the back. So that one's not going to work. If I go down here, I'm going to cut this in half again because I do want these really quite small. And I'm going to put them, squish them down here in the middle of these. Tear the lid off of them. And I'm going to come and get my gray pieces. Just lay it on top of there like that. And that looks pretty good. So cut two more of these. There's three little holes for the flowers centers, and it makes the flowers show up a little bit better. I press them down and then I take the top off of the paper. Then I press the center down in there. Oops, I had a paper on it. So it didn't stick. Okay. This one goes here. Trying to get it to fit in the hole, but well, that one did really good. If it doesn't go exactly in the hole, it's okay. It still is going to look fine because we're going to put some pearls on top of that to make it even fancier. And I'm going to save those three to go with my gray flowers that I have. And I can still do pink and gray. It's just going to be reversed from what this is. So now I'm going to get these out. And don't go on the paper. I'm going to put little pearls in there. There we go. Okay. That one stuck on the paper, so that's not going to do me any good. So now I'm going to take my Just a Note and I'm going to put it right over here on top of the ribbon. And I am going to use dimensionals because that has quite a few layers on it. Actually, I'm going to take this one off. And because this doesn't have any layers, but this does. And I'll put just some glue on there. That'll make it lay flat. Glue on this side on the back, a dimensional on this side on the back. It'll help it lay flat. Okay, so that is our pretty pink and gray card. Do you like pink and gray, or would you choose different colors? I mean, when you're cutting out die cutting, you can choose any colors that you like, you know, and go through your stash and see what you've got. It doesn't have to be current stuff. This product of the month, not current, you know. Pretty in pink, not current. The gray, we still have that. The Smoky Slate, still have that. Okay. And then if you would like, and this is not current either, but I was just looking for something pink, and this isn't even pretty in pink. It's another color. I don't think it's pretty in pink. It's Petunia Pop. Oh no, maybe it is pretty in pink. Yeah, maybe it is pretty in pink. Anyway, I used that to do my envelope. And I thought I had one already done for you. But all you do is you take a piece, and it needs to be about 2¼ inches wide and 6 inches long. And I'm sure you've seen people do this before. This is already 6 inches because these are quarter sheets. And this is 2024 to 2026 in color paper is where I got this. Okay. So I just have a piece like this. And I take my envelope. Oh, here it is. This is the one. Okay. So anyway, I just lay it on here. I put glue on the envelope itself. Okay. And then I lay that on there and glue it on. And then I cut around. I look at this side and I cut around the envelope. So I have a pretty envelope. And then if I want, I can stamp something on the front from this set too to make the front of it look pretty. But that's my card. Okay. I think it's awfully pretty. I hope you like it. I hope you like pink and gray. And if you don't, use different colors. That's okay. And I would love to see it. You can post it on my Facebook page and show me what you decided to do with this set. And if you don't have this set yet, think about it. It's on the last chance list. There's no guarantee on how long it's going to be on the last chance list, because once it's gone, then it's gone. That's why they call it the last chance list. And but it is a great set, and I will keep using it, because I make a lot of cards for my friends, and they really don't care if what I send them is not current product. They really don't care. So it's kind of fun to pull stuff out, and like this ribbon, I got this maybe I don't know, maybe 2 Christmases ago, and I loved it. And so I still have a couple rolls of it, and it's really great ribbon because it's the clear white sheer stuff in the middle with the silver edges, and it goes beautifully, I think, on this card. I think personally, just me, I think it looks better than baker's twine, but you know, you do you, and I hope your card turns out and that you like this today. So, thank you for watching. Let me turn the camera up so I can say goodbye. Thank you for watching today. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support. And I do hope before I leave that town that I will be able, I've already got some ideas for this product of the month because I love this paper, and I've got some folds that aren't too hard, and I'm going to use it to make some of these cards using that paper and using that retired set from last year that I have. So thank you for watching. I hope to see your cards on my Facebook page, and if you have any questions, please call me. I'd be delighted to help you with what you need, and anything else that you have questions about. Okay? All right. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.